It is a hot day, so any projects that we are going to do, since we decided to sleep in this morning, they're going to have to be inside projects. So let's jump in here in the kitchen. You know what? That's not even our pan. We need to give that back to my in-laws. So we're going to do this cupboard and this one. What a mess. Holy cow. And this cupboard. My goodness. Welcome to the Frugal Family. My name is Julie, and this week and this month we are working on a massive deep clean and deep clutter of our house. As a dumpster diver and a saver, a salvager, a scrapper, oh my goodness, things can accumulate and pile up. And you have to, every now and then, I try to do about 4 times a year, go through and do deep declutters, move stuff on to other homes, sell it in your yard sales, or donate it. Decide what you're going to do, make some tough choices, and then get organized, cleaned up, and ready to bring in more stuff that you will then hopefully move on to other homes and other uses. I hope you'll join us for these many deep cleaning and decluttering adventures that we are going on. You are going to be amazed by how much of the stuff we have found in the dumpsters. It is crazy. When you are a dumpster diver, a saver, a salvager, you find so much kitchenware, especially if you do like residential illegal dumping hauls and student housing, like at the colleges when they let out. You find so much of this stuff. And we use a lot of it, but we just don't have room for so much. And so every year I go through and get rid of some more, which makes us have to actually wash our dishes. And it's also good because we need to clean these shelves. They're pretty gross. So I'm going to have this guy. Reagan wants to earn some more computer time for his dragons, so I am going to have him take all this stuff out after I have Mimi wash off the table, because you gotta have a place to work. Yeah. P.S. There's some of Olivia's latest art. You're welcome. All right. Mimi, if you'll come and clean off this table, and I'll put on a fresh tablecloth if I can find one, and then we'll get started. Moving right along. He's emptied a bunch already. I'm sure some of it you will recognize, especially if you've been dumpster diving with us for a long time. It adds up and it piles up, guys, and we just don't need all of it. So, time to make some tough choices. I did decide, you will recall from yesterday or the day before's video, I will be doing one more yard sale in a few weeks. All new stuff, well, new, at least from our last yard sales, just more stuff that whatever we accumulate and things that we are getting rid of as we're doing our deep clean and declutter throughout the house and yard. Reagan is wrapping it up. Mimi was helping quite a bit, but we rather tragically, hilariously realized that having them do it together was just not ideal. So he's wrapping it up himself, and Mimi is working on other projects. We love each other dearly, all of us, but sometimes working together in close quarters, just not a good idea. We have so much stuff. So much stuff. It's stuck? Yeah. Yikes. Okay, well, that's a sign. That's a sign that we need to tidy things up. There is stuff here, guys, that we never use, that maybe neighbors generously shared with us that we got from like their donation piles, as we often do. And then things maybe from our wedding, just random stuff that, guys, we just don't use. Things that we found dumpster diving or whatever. This one here we do use, but usually only like twice a year. But it's one of those things that I feel like we should keep because it's gorgeous. It's from our wedding, and it is something we do use, you know, on special occasions. This one, I think we found it dumpster diving, and I repaired it. It just was separated. We never use it. We don't use it. So why is it taking up space? This ice thing, holder thing, we've used it, I think, once or twice, but then we had that fire downstairs and had to get rid of our deep freeze. And so now all we have is the one freezer, and we just don't have room for the luxury of having this ice container in the freezer. So that's got to go. There's so many things that, you know, you think you'll use, and maybe there are years where you do. Like there are years where we make lots of muffins and cupcakes, and then there are years where we don't do that at all. There are years where We use a bundt cake pan. And then there's the whole rest of our lives where we absolutely don't. We have doubles of things like blenders, like hand mixers, like, oh geez.
We have 3 hand mixers.
3 hand mixers. I honestly thought we had 2. Now finding out we have 3. Good grief. There's just not room. We have another utensil divider here. Why do we have another utensil divider? Well, because we found it in the bins. We are going to move so much of this out to the yard sale. Yep, I've got a whole bunch of empty totes with lids, and I will bring one of them in here, and we will start loading things into it, making some tough choices and some super easy choices, and it'll go right out to the other totes for the yard sale that we will have in about 3 weeks. I don't think we've ever used it. We found it in the bins, and it's super cute, but it's going in the yard sale. Well, maybe, because what we might do is have this one go in the yard sale after we clean up all the mess off of it and keep that one because that one's really pretty. Okay, there might be a couple of tough choices. Reagan has finished cleaning out and spraying and wiping down all of those cupboards and shelves, and now he gets to go and enjoy some computer time while I make some tough choices. Really tough choices, and load up things that we're not going to keep into this fabulous tote that is, of course, from the dumpsters. And those things will go in the upcoming yard sale. Da-da-da! Look how much better that looks. Oh my goodness. We can actually see what we have. We can get to the stuff that we have. And I made tough choices, guys. But what I kept are things that we use either on a regular basis or at least once a year. We don't bake bread very often, but James, my husband, was on a bread kick for several months earlier this year and last year, and so we're not getting rid of bread pans. The bundt cake, we definitely don't use that very often, but I've made an executive decision and I'm gonna give it 6 months. If none of us have used the bundt cake pan, it's gonna go bye-bye. I think having timelines, restrictions, things like that is very important. So that will include like Christmas and Thanksgiving. And if we haven't used it by then, we're not going to use it. It's not worth taking up space in our little tiny house. Look at all this room. What? Yeah, I completely redid it. It's definitely a different situation than it was before. I've moved things to different places. I've got all my pretties down there. It's looking good. I'm loving it. Oh man, so nice. Definitely made some big decisions. I mean, how many bowls do you really need? How many measuring cups or pitchers or whatever do you really need? You just don't. I did keep some plastic ones, well, just one, to take camping, but that will go out in the shed with our camping gear. It doesn't need to take up space in here. And then over here, we've got the appliances. Look at that. I can see what I have. I can get to what I have. It's wonderful. What a difference. This was a lot of work, but I had a great team, and now it's done, and we've got a tote of things that we're going to take out to the driveway. Those will go in the next yard sale. This just feels really good, guys. It feels so good doing all of this. We're just a little here, a little there. Next, we will be doing the bed sheets and blankets. I think we're going to have to keep the limit in place, you know, timelines, and then also when something new comes in, something else has to go out. I'm pretty proud of us though. This is the second time in a year that we have gone through these cupboards and, you know, cleared out some stuff. So if we can get that to like 3 times a year, I think that would be golden. Tell us in the comments what things you are working on to improve your life, your living space, and, just whatever stuff you're working on, goals and things that you have accomplished. Let's cheer each other on. Oh, every little bit of progress. It is a success. Thank you, Frugal friends. We'll see you all real soon.